Hey guys, Mystic here. Today we're going to talk about what to do when you hit level 50. Now, first, let's cover the two paths to getting to level 50. First, you can purchase a character unlock token. This character unlock boost token or whatever basically will allow you to create a new character that will be level 50 when they log into the game. What is important to note on that front is that it will not take a character that you're currently working on that's under 50 and magically accelerate them to level 50. You actually have to create a brand new character, and after going through the character creation process, which we've covered in a previous video, you will actually start the game as a level 50 player. Now, either path that you've taken to get to it, so be it playing the game, get to level 50, or purchasing the character unlock and creating a new character at level 50. Either way, you're going to be left with, what do I do when I am entering the game, or I've just dinged 50, now what? So the first thing you're going to want to do is you want to return to your capital city, because you want to pick up two key quests that are going to start you on a road for things you're going to be working on throughout your post-leveling experience through WildStar. So high level, let's set this at the high level. We're going to be working on something called the Primal Matrix. We'll get to that a little bit more in depth here in a minute. We're going to be working on something called contracts. We're going to be working on something called rep farming, and we're going to be working on our attunement. So those are the high level things. Let's dive into what exactly is the Primal Matrix and why it's important. So when you are level 50 and you return back to Thade if you're Exile, or Ilium if you're Dominion, you're going to basically want to make your way and find Drusera. Now you should have a call to basically start this quest, but if not, find Drusera. And here's Drusera. Hello, Drusera. You see, now she basically has a quest called the Primal Matrix. We basically want to accept this quest, and you kind of read up here from what she's saying about what the Primal Matrix does, and let's kind of scroll down here. To expand your potential, we'll need to unlock your Primal Matrix. To do so, access the Primal Matrix interface and spend essences I've just given to you. So we'll say I'll give it a try, and boom, now we've got this achievement, and now we actually have a note here, because remember, again, this is a brand new level 50 character, so the tutorial stuff is still turned on. So what we need to do now is, this is the Primal Matrix, is something you're going to be working on for a while. Okay, so to access the Primal Matrix, what you've just received, right, you can do it one of two ways, right? You can click on this, and this will just show you that you talk with Drusera, so that's not going to be really helpful for you. What you want to do is click on the menu button down here, and you'll see that there's an option right here called Primal Matrix. Click on that. Wow, here's the Primal Matrix. It kind of looks like a very small version of Path of Exile's, skill tree, right? But this one's a little bit more condensed, smaller, if you will, but is also pretty meaningful. Now, here's why it's so important to continue to progress and work on your Primal Matrix. There's a few reasons. First and foremost, each class, right? So if you're Stalker, if you're Engineer, you're Medic, whatever, right? You're going to get two new abilities. One's going to be for Assault, and one's going to be for Support. So depending upon your playstyle, you may want to unlock just one, or you may want to unlock both of them to kind of give you that flexibility. But the only way to actually access these new skills is through the Primal Matrix. And the only way to access these skills is to basically unlock them by accumulating essences to unlock nodes. So here's what we got. We just talked with Drusera. She's given us some essences. She's given us actually a very large number of crimson essences. So now basically we're starting here in the center position, and you see if we kind of mouse over this one, this is a crimson node, and here's what's going to happen when we put the points into this one. It's going to up our tenacity rating, and it's going to up our max health. And you see it tells me below it, it costs 5,000 crimson to actually unlock this particular node. So if we click on this, now we basically get a little bit of more, the interface becomes a little bit more alive, right? We kind of get some additional unlocks here, and we get a button down here that says save or discard changes. So since we're going to unlock this one here, we're going to hit save. And it's going to say, are you sure you want to do this, right? You can always say, don't show this to me again, but we're going to say in this point, confirm. So now this is done. You see now we have this number here that changed we've decremented our number here by 5,000, and this now is active, right? And also, I think you heard in the background, the quest just completed, right? So now we can talk back with Sarah, turn in the Primal Matrix, and she's going to give us now 5,000 of these violet essences. Okay, now again, let's go back to the Primal Matrix because this is very important for our progression at post 50. So you see now we have some crimson and we have some violet essences. Now, the violet essences are basically the ones that are used to connect the different node segments together. But you also notice too, these are also where your new abilities lie. Again, she's an engineer, so she has two abilities, right? Her offensive one, or her assault capability, is called the electro drill, and it's right here, right? The other one for her support is called the portable black hole. Mousing over them basically will give you a description of what this new ability does, or spell does, as well as what the cost is for unlocking it. But the only way to make it there is we need to basically work our way in this path to get to this one to unlock it. But of course, as you can see, we're kind of missing, right, a lot of important essences to get us in that way, right, or to get us to where we want to be. So how do we actually do this? How do we actually get these essences? Now, let's take a step back here first. There's also two other essences, right? There's a Viridian essence and there's a Cobalt essence. Now, these are the four essences that you will be working on in a daily basis to kind of accumulate and spend against your Primal Matrix. Increasing your stats, increasing your capabilities, unlocking amp points, unlocking ability points. So through all of the violet essences, you will get up to 4 different versions of your new spell. You will get 8 amp points additionally and 8 ability points. Now, once that's all done, right, you'll basically have a very large, and this score up here is your heroism score. More on that in a second. You'll basically have this map filled in. Now, what you also can do with this Primal Matrix is you also can go through this exchange process where you can swap one essence for another essence. So let's see here. I have 22,000 of these, but maybe I want some of these crimson essences, or maybe I want some of these cobalt essences, right? Now, it can show me here it's a one-to-one swap, right? So 8,800, 8,800. The only way to actually make this possible, this conversion possible, is actually do something called using your service tokens. So you see here, if I want to swap 8,000 crimson for 8,000 Viridian, I forgot what the green one was called, you'll see I'm going to need 220 service tokens. That's quite a number. Right now, all I have is 12. Now, you see again, with this little plus sign, yellow bar, it means that you can actually purchase these through the in-game store. You click on this, it brings you up with the in-game store, and you have 3 different choices here. You have a pack of 30, you have a pack of 140, and the most you can get is a pack of 300. And you see the price changes. Again, you can purchase this with Omnibits, or you can purchase this with Protobucks. So I have not enough for either, so I'm not going to do any conversions right now. But this is one way, if you're kind of getting too many in one direction and you want to convert it, you can do it. So crimson, crimson, cobalt, and Viridian are a one-to-one transfer. So if you want to move 8,000 to crimson, to violet or Viridian, you can do that. You want to move 8,000 to cobalt, you can do that one-to-one, no problem. The thing that's the worst exchange rate is right down here. It requires 200 for just 10 of these violet essences. So these are the most coveted, the most important essences because of what they do, right? They will either give you a unlock, right? So if you take a look at the matrix, they'll give you an ability point, right? Or an amp point and a ability point, or they'll unlock a new spell, or they'll bolster that new spell, right? So they're pretty powerful. That's why their exchange kind of is not exactly one for one. Now, This is all well and good. This is your Primal Matrix. This is how you're going to improve your base stats, how you're going to give yourself more amp points, how you're going to give yourself more ability points, how you're going to get yourself your new spells. It's through this mechanism. Now, how do you get these essences? Well, there's a few ways to do it. Now, what you want to do is when you're in your interface, you want to hit the N key. This is going to bring up your content finder. So again, N, like Nancy, is the key you press. It brings up the content finder. Here, there's a tab called Bonus Rewards. Now, if you're under 50, this tab is not accessible to you. If you haven't unlocked the Primal Matrix, this tab isn't accessible to you. Bonus Rewards. This is basically going to tell you what activities you can do to earn essences. You see here, we can do the Sanctuary of the Sword Maiden. That's going to give us 3 times the Viridian essences. So we can say, fantastic, let's do this one. I need some of these Viridians. Or, hey, look, this is a dungeon here of Vorith. Sorry, you're going to get 400 violet essences. That's pretty good. Now, you see this button here, it says View Queue. Don't do that. The content, the party finder system, not exactly working. What you want to do is you want to look in chat or spam in chat that you're looking to do a particular dungeon and see who actually wants to group up with you. Now, I'm going to scroll up here because you're going to see here, there's a few things. Okay, so let's see here. See here, looking for group KV, Vorith, P0, which basically means Prime level 0. So this is somebody who just wants to get the dungeon done with no additional, no additional buffs to enemies, etc. So this is definitely what you can do, right? So now the reason why he's saying P0 there is because of this, right? Go back to PvE, go back to dungeons. You see now you have a button here for prime levels, and you see here, right? We have the Vorith one right here, right? So you see here, if we start off at P0. You see, if we do this content, right, we will get some violet essences. We will get some crimson essences. And according to the bonus content, we will also get some violet essences, which I think is reflected here. So no real big change there. Now, the reason why the person put P0 is because that's prime level 0. And you see right here, recommended item level is item level 80. Right now, as a brand new 50, all of my gear is actually level 70. You can see here. Here's how you can see your gear score. And here's how you can see your heroism score. Now, this is important for 2 reasons. One, when you're doing Prime 0 content, right, you're going to need at least have level 80. So right now, I can do it. I just probably need somebody to help me carry me through this, right? So that's one way of doing it. When you actually are able to up your heroism score, again, you up your heroism score by unlocking items in your Primal Matrix. So again, every point that I put into a different node will give me at least 25, and I don't know if you can see that right here. It says Viridian node, and below it says next rank 1 of 1, and to the right of that it has 25 with that heroism symbol. So every point I put into the node increases my score by 25. So and since I have like all these crimson essences, I just can't go find another crimson node and put it into it, right? You have to actually connect the dots along the way, right? So if I wanted to get up to here, I'd have to follow this path, unlock all of this, and then I'd get here. So you just can't run around and just click all the red ones and say unlock, right? So you have to actually work your way in that direction. So somebody's looking there for the KV P0, right? Can't do that. We could ask, but we'd have to say that we need a carry-on. So how exactly do you get your gear to be at least level 80? Well, there's a few ways of doing that. One of them is to do your contracts. Now, if you, again, this is from an exile perspective, but the same is true for the Dominion side. In Thade, right, we're going to be focused on right here in Champion's Corner, right? So Champion's Corner is where Drusera is to start the Primal Matrix. And this individual right here is who we talk to start our contracts. This is the contract board right here. So we talk with him. So we have contractual opportunities, and we accept this quest. We talk with him again, and we turn it in, and now we have an achievement. Now, contracts. This is the second element of something to do when you hit level 50. So first and foremost was unlock the Primal Matrix, spend your points, lock it in, notice what spells you get or what new abilities there that are out there for your class, and how you'll need to actually get there. The other thing to do is then look at the bonus content by hitting N, look at the bonus rewards, see what's out there, see what's giving the rewards for today. You see these things do rotate, so 7 hours, 39 minutes. Some go out as far as 2 days. Some even go like 3 days. But this stuff rotates, so that's good. At least it's constantly moving. Now, the other way to get your gear up is to do these contracts. Now, of course, tutorial is on, so you kind of see I get this contracts, right? And let's read it real quick because it's important to note this, right? So contracts are available for both PvE and PvP. Content and come in 3 tiers. Taking on higher level contracts increases your chance for better gear, but also increases the difficulty. Fill up the contract point meter by completing contracts and earn additional rewards. You can have up to 3 contracts active at the same time, so check back daily for new contracts. Now, here's what this is talking about. Here's your available PvE contracts. There's only 3 spaces in which to accept the contract. There is a meter here that has rewards at every interval, at a certain interval, all the way leading up to here where you see, if you want to activate the sidebar to kind of see what is here, just click on one of these particular items, right? One of these particular icons, and the sidebar will pop out. Then you mouse over this, you see here that if I can fill up 5,000 points here, I will basically get either a assault gear bag, a support gear bag, or I can take what's called a WildStar contractually obligated settlement. Now, if you look at the description on the assault gear, what it says is it contains a superb raid quality assault gear for your class, as well as a large number of WildStar promissory notes. Same thing here. It's raid level gear for support. And this one basically will give you, now you only choose the 3rd option when you've exhausted this board. You're pretty much maxed level on your gear, but you want to have a chance to maybe get a different pad, a different mount, and some other things. Choose this option. So since you're new, you're trying to get your gear up, always focus on taking the reward for the raid quality, either assault or support. Now, here's the thing. You're going to accept the contract, right? And you're going to see here. So clicking on the contract will give you a description of it. So in this case, there's only one tier 3 contract every day. That tier 3 contract is worth 450 points. You see right now, we don't have any potential points here. But if we accept this, at first it adds it to this open spot here, and it shows us by completing this contract, we will advance this far in our meter, 450 points worth. Now you see here, it gives us a little bit of the background. This one wants us to kill the Guardians in Celestial, Krager, Nalgarak, Plushie, Metal Maw, and Whitevale, right? So this is what we need to do in order to complete the contract, and these are going to be the rewards, right? So we can get 450 rep points here, and that's going to move this bar up. We're going to get some money, and we're also going to get a commission bag, which has glory essences in there, right? And promissory notes. Now, here's what's important. You see here, we're looking here for Scorchwing, right? Scorchwing isn't in here. Let's just say, for example, Scorchwing was Arctera. Nope. Let's say Scorchwing was one of the bosses, right? Listed here. What basically this is, you see that they're recruiting for people in chat. Remember, chat is going to be where you need to focus your attention for content grouping. So pay attention to it. Make your text chat large, and how you make your text chat large is just to press escape, right? Go to chat and change the font size to huge. This way you can actually see it, right? So let's get back to the contract. So let's say Scorchwing was one of the ones that will basically give you your tier 3. Now look what's written in chat here. Join me for Scorchwing 28 out of 75 at Blighthaven, group 13 out of 40. So let's break this down. What is this actually saying to us? What this is saying is that Scorchwing is located in Blighthaven. So if you were confused as to where exactly you need to go, that kind of gives you some idea. Now, if we focus back on the previous video about paths, this is where scientist becomes very handy, especially if you're new. You could ask the group to give you a summons. If they have a scientist path in the group, that person can basically teleport you to them, and you're ready to actually get in and, do the content. Now, let's also focus on what's being shown right here, 28 out of 75. Why is there two different numbers here? Why do we have 20 out of 75, and then why do we have 13 out of 40? So here's what this means. 28 out of 75. This is the count for the number of PAPs, or progenitor access particles. I think that's what it stands for. So don't quote me if I'm wrong here. But PAPs. PAPs are basically used to summon a world boss. Now, you need 75 PAPs in order to activate the world boss. So even if it says, look, just go and kill these guys and get your contract done, you still have to be able to summon this world boss. He's just not out and about, just hanging out waiting for you guys to show up. So you see here, 20 out of 75. That means they've gotten 28 PAPs out of the necessary 75 with 13 people in a 40-man group. So if you don't have any PAPs, don't worry, you can still join a group. You'll just basically be leeching. Sorry, you'll be leeching for that particular event, but that's fine, because PAPs, you generate PAPs through turning in contracts, through doing level 50 quests, to doing like your bonus content, like a dungeon or an expedition. So there are multiple ways to generate PAPs and contribute later on. But if you're new and you want to get the contract done because you're working on your gear, just try to join up and wait for other people to show up with more PAPs. I know it's not like the most friendliest way to do this, but it gets the job done for you at this point in time, especially if you're new. Now, if you were in fact Scorchwing was one of these on the contract, and you joined this group out in Blighthaven, and you guys took down Scorchwing, what it would tell you on your interface is that your tier 3 contract's been completed, but you're not going to get the rewards. You have to return back to Thade or Ilium, go back to the contract board, and you see how it says abandon here? This will actually change to say turn in contract. When you turn in that contract, this bar, which is now purple here, will actually fill up solid white, and you'll continue your climb toward this first 1,000 points. So we only have one tier 3 a day, so you can hold on to that one. We have at least 3 tier 2s, and we have 1 tier 1, which is repeatable. This is the repeatable symbol, and you basically see it's only worth 50 points. Now, you could repeat this one, repeat this one, repeat this one, etc. I think if repeating it and turning it in, I think it may rotate. But I don't know, because I hardly do tier 1 contracts. So, I don't know, that's something for me to explore later on. But nonetheless, select your tier 3, accept it. Look at your 3 tier 2s. You can only hold 2 more here. So read them and see which ones you might be able to actually knock out. Sometimes they actually work in tandem with the tier 3 contract, meaning this might say, kill one of these world bosses, which might be Scorchwing. And the other thing might say, clear 20 enemies in Blighthaven. Hey, perfect. I'm going to be in Blighthaven to kill the world boss. I could easily kill 20 enemies, and I'll be able to turn in a tier 3 and a tier 2 by doing this one activity. I'm gonna get at least 600 points for this. That's fantastic, right? So we're gonna accept this contract. You see the bar nudges, and we're gonna accept this one. It goes even closer. So if we finish all 3 contracts, we'll basically be in the position of having at least 700, 800 points. We'll still be short though. Now, when you turn these in, these basically become free again, and you can select this last tier 2 contract. Then you start working on the tier 1 contracts to push you over that first hump. Clicking on this will tell you what your rewards are. Remember, so you mouse over it, you see this is a level 90 pickup item. And you see here how much it bolsters my assault rating, and my armor, and my max health. And here's a support gear piece. So this is basically the pattern. Every left item is going to be assault, every middle item is going to be support, and every right item is basically going to be some type of promissory note, or at the top level, some type of mount, pet, cosmetic reward. So this is how you're going to level your gear, is through contracts. How you're also going to level your gear is by basically doing expeditions. So again, N for your content finder, PvE, expeditions, and you see here, we have all these expeditions you can do. Bonus rewards. Expeditions will also give you rewards, but keep this in mind. This is important. Doing an expedition, it defaults to normal. If you go, hey, this expedition for deep space exploration is giving me crimson essences ×2. You go here, you do deep space exploration, and you say, I'm going to do this one. I'm going to go as DPS. You can join the fight, and you say close. You say leave queue. What you want to do is not queue through this thing. Again, ask in chat if you want to do it as a party. Otherwise, click do not find others. Clicking this will automatically say your group is ready to go, and you hit accept, and you can solo this content. Now, here's one thing to keep in mind. If you don't click on prime levels, you're not going to get the prime bonus level rewards. You're just going to basically complete that expedition. So keep that in mind. See here, ×2, heroism score of 550. Reset this down to 0. It wants at least a gear score of 55. Fantastic. Our gear score is 70. We should be able to do this no problem. So prime level, we're going to just get 2 of these. We already have a bunch of those already. Go as DPS, go in here, join the fight, accept, and you're in, and you're ready to go. So that's basically what you're going to do when you turn 50. Talk with Drusera, unlock your Primal Matrix, look at what you have in the Primal Matrix, look at the path and the things that you need to follow to get to what you want. So if you want to get your assault spell or skill, you want to go, you can follow the path to it to see which is the fastest way. If you want to go on the support side, you figure you maybe can go this way and go here, or maybe you can go down and grab it over here, or maybe come over here and grab your assault this way. So either way, you can go in any direction, and you see that along the way what you'll have to unlock. Remember, every unlock increases your heroism score by 25. The prime level 0 content wants you to at least have a heroism score of 80. So 4 of these unlocked will basically put you over that hump. So that's what you want to do for Primal Matrix. Also, you want to do contracts. Go to contract board every day. Make sure you select your tier 3. Make sure you do your tier 3. Select 2 other tier 2s. Knock those out. Turn all that in. Move your bar up. Grab the last tier 2 and the tier 1. Add that into the bar after these are completed. And that'll push you up even higher. Maybe repeat this one until you get to your first reward. Grab your reward, either being support or assault gear. Once you have that, it'll basically be added to your bag. Swap in the gear, and now you're actually getting your gear. And at the same time, not only are you gearing yourself up here, right? So you're getting hands, you're going to get a weapon, you're going to get a energy shield, you're going to get an attachment or a shoulder piece. Sorry, you're also going to get 1 raid quality item for assault. So that's fantastic. So that's what you want to focus on. Again, I know it's been a long video, but it's kind of a lot to do. So Primal Matrix, bonus reward stuff. Remember, N key, N for Nancy, brings it up. Bonus rewards. You can see all the essences that are basically available to you in terms of a bonus. Don't click view queue. Talk in chat here in the text box saying and seeing who's actually looking for stuff. See, this guy wants a quick random dungeon. Normal. See, normal. That doesn't, look for, what else people got here? Quick war. See, looking for people to do genetic archives, right? So somebody's looking to do some raid content. This is your content finder. Now, what, we got a question? Yeah, engineer is kind of fun to play, but I completely missed that, so I'll chat back with them. Now, also, PvE content. Expeditions can be prime levels. Prime levels, make sure you set to 0. Now, think about prime levels real quick. I know it's been a long video, so thanks for sticking with me here. Prime levels, they start at 0 and they work their way all the way up to 15. The only way for you to get to the next level is to pass level 1 is to complete level 1. When you complete level 1, level 2 becomes available. When you complete level 2, level 3 becomes available, and so on to level 15. Now, if you see somebody in chat saying, hey, I am carrying people through prime level 5 content, you're like, ha, fantastic. I get to join in this one. I'm going to be able to do this content. No, you can't. What happens is that in order for you to get to that prime level, you have to actually complete the levels before it. So if they're saying, I can do prime level 5, well, you need to make sure that you did prime level 1, prime level 2, 3, 4, then have 5 unlocked. Then you can actually join that person who can carry you through prime level 5. Or you could ask that person, hey, I haven't unlocked these. Can we do the ones prior to 5? And, if they're nice, they'll help you. If not, you'll have to work on that on your own. So that's something else to keep in mind. Now, the last thing too. So prime levels from the Primal Matrix, essence rewards, contracts. Do your contracts on a daily basis. Those are going to be your key focus areas to begin with when you're level 50. We'll talk about attunements. We'll talk about rep farming in a different video. But I think we've gone on half an hour now. So again, thanks for sticking with me. I hope this kind of helped. Again, if you have any questions, any comments, leave them in the in the comment section of the video here on YouTube. If not, catch me in game. Catch me when I'm streaming. Drop me a Twitch PM. I'm here to help you guys get more comfortable with playing WildStar and get yourselves more acclimated to the game. So anything I can do to help you guys achieve that goal, please, by all means, let me know. Again, I stream on Twitch. My Twitch name is Mystic813. So that's Twitch TV /Mystic813. I'll be streaming WildStar as well as a bunch of other games. So follow me there if you want. We can chat while I'm playing. Or, again, just shoot me a message in Twitch, or also just leave me a comment in the video. Again, guys, thanks for sticking by. Thanks for watching this video. And again, thanks for all the feedback that you guys have been providing so far. As always, I hope you guys have an excellent time playing WildStar. I hope you're having fun in the game. And I hope this stuff actually helped you out a little bit. So, till the next video, we'll catch you in game. Bye, guys.